What's up guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the Galaxy Note 9 tips and tricks. Now, the Galaxy devices have had some of the best displays in the industry, and with that, you would want to take advantage of that. I mean, this beautiful display just begs to be toyed with. And the interesting thing is that you are allowed to customize this as much as you want. So I am going to show you how to do certain interesting things that would enhance your experience with the device. Now let's begin by going into settings, and in settings you choose the fourth one, which says display. And when you pop up display, you have brightness and auto brightness, something I've already talked about. So tip number 1 has to do with the blue light filter setting. Now I have mine currently toggled on, but when you turn it off, you realize that the screen is bluer and it's whiter, it's brighter to look at. At the same brightness, everything just looks more vivid. And this is because the blue light from this is supposed to make you more attentive, more productive. It's supposed to keep you aware and always focused when using a device. Now, when you turn on the filter, it's supposed to slowly warm you into a more relaxed position, and I normally just keep it on at all times, but you may so decide to switch it. So when we hit that setting, you have the opacity, which controls the intensity of your blue light filter. You can go all the way to the maximum. I really don't think you want to do that. I normally just keep it mid-range. You can toggle it anyhow you want. Now I have it set on 10 on now. You can turn it on as a schedule, and that means that it would be put on when you so decide. Now you have the custom schedule. I put at 10 p.m. I feel like most people will probably be going to bed at about 10 p.m. So at 10 p.m. you hit done, and then it would automatically go into that mode when it's 10. Now there's also the sunset to sunrise setting, which is basically when the sun goes down, it automatically switches to turn on the blue light filter, and when the sun is up or when you wake up, it turns back to the normal setting, and then you move. I just have it on at turn on now. So yeah, you do that if you so desire. Tip number 2, still talking about display, has to do with font and screen zoom. Now when we access this setting, you see some very interesting toggles. You have screen zoom from small to large, font size from tiny to huge, and then font style. Now the interesting thing is that with the customizability of this device, you can make changes where you so desire. Let's say you can't really read what is on the screen, or you need to wear spectacles to be able to magnify what you're seeing. Well, you can do that yourself by just switching this to large, and when you hit done, everything seems bigger, everything is closer. So if you want to read it, you can read it. I normally just keep it as small, and I'm perfectly fine. You can also increase the fonts to huge, and when you hit done, everything is bigger. It's all Alabama up here. Now if you toggle both of them on, you get this very in your face, and it's really up to you. I just keep it at small for screen zoom and mid for font size, and we're good to go. Now still in that, when you're talking about fonts, you can change the font style. If you want to be funky and everything, you can choose maybe Rosemary. You can even download more fonts if you so desire, and if you hit done, all your fonts change. I normally just keep it at default. Default looks clean and good for me, so I just keep it at that. Tip number 3, screen mode. Very, very interesting part of this. Now screen mode allows you to customize how you want your display to look. Now you have the adaptive display, which is basically the default setting. It puts everything into optimal range that it believes is best for the average user. Now if you're going to watch a movie, maybe you want to watch a very good movie and want to have the entirety of the experience, colors everywhere being good, the whites, the dynamic range being on point, you can just hit AMOLED Cinema. But in hitting the AMOLED Cinema, it will turn on the blue light filter. Now the reason behind this is that if you're watching a movie, it's probably bright and you're probably not about to sleep, so why not? And this would increase and improve the experience, because with the whites now popping more, you can have a better dynamic range. It's all photographer and videographer jargon, but it makes your cinematic experience much better. You have AMOLED photo in case you're editing a picture or looking at a picture on here. It will give you the proper color science in terms of what the image looks like, and then you can dabble with that. And then you have basic. Now, the interesting thing, now this is something I need to point out. Right now, the blue light filter is off. So if I go into adaptive display, I get more features or more settings I can toggle. I can toggle between the warmth and make this warmer or cooler. I don't know if you can really see if it's working, but yes, you can toggle the warm, and then you can toggle the difference in intensity of some of these colors, the red, green, and the blues. You can reduce the reds, which increases the greenish look of the device, and you can drop the greens, you can drop the blues, and yes, you can play with that. Now, the important thing to note is that if the blue light filter is toggled on and you go into screen mode, adaptive display, you do not get those settings. You have to turn off the blue light filter, then you get access to those settings. Now, tip number 3 is a tip that I would recommend most people use. I've used it actively, and it's called screen resolution. Now, recently there was the Belgium Community Day, and I didn't have much power on my phone, but I needed my phone to stay active for 3 more hours to be able to catch all the Belgium. Now, the interesting thing is that with this change of screen resolution, it gives you a whole range from 720 all the way to Quad HD, which is 1440 by 2960. Now, Full HD is 1080 by 2220, and that's basically the default to the mid-range, and you will get a whole day of usage from this phone on that setting because now the battery has been improved and everything. But if you are lacking in power and you want your phone to last longer, you just switch to HD plus and you get more juice out of your battery. That is because the battery will be pushing less pixels, so it requires less power to keep your display active. But if you take it all the way to Quad HD, which I'm sure you toggle if you want an extreme experience, it affects your battery a lot more than Full HD and HD plus would. So Quad HD, I'll advise if you are probably watching a movie at the highest quality and you want to have the best experience, you toggle that and use that. I'm not sure if you can get, definitely you could probably get a day of use out of it, but it's really subject to your usage patterns. I normally just keep it at Full HD and I'm able to get about a day out of the device. Finally, for display, I mean, you've gone through all these settings, all these tricks to make the screen look just the way you like it, but you want to do more. I mean, you want your device to look unique, you want to be able to do certain interesting things. Well, just go into the wallpapers and themes setting and it takes you to Samsung's theme store. Now over here you can select new wallpapers, you can select new themes, and I'm just going to show you how to do that. Now it's currently toggled on wallpapers, so when I search, let's say I'm searching for a pixelized or a pixel kind of wallpaper, it will give me the pixel wallpaper, which is free, and you just toggle it and it's a 1.9 megabyte file. You just hit download, which is at the bottom, and download begins immediately. Now with the download done, you can just hit apply and you choose maybe to your home screen or to your lock screen, home screen and lock screen. Let's go with home screen and lock screen. And yeah, you set that as your wallpaper, you apply, and then it loads up and you have that. So this is the pixelized wallpaper. If I turn it off and I turn on my home screen, it looks like a pixel device. Now let's take it a notch higher. Let's say I'm a lover of the pixel devices and I want my phone to have that feel, to have that stock Android feel. Well, you just toggle themes, which is the next one after wallpapers, and then you search for pixelize. Now pixelize is it. You hit pixelize, and I have already downloaded the pixelize wallpaper. I don't really use it, but I was just testing it out. It's 4 megabytes, quick download, and it's not going to affect the speed of your device at all because it's a very, very light file and it's optimized by Samsung. So you just hit apply that, it applies the theme, very quick process, and then yeah, I have a pixel device. So not only it's not only my wallpaper that's pixel themed, but now it has all the buttons and app designs looking like a Pixel device. And yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, you can do that. And there are definitely a lot of themes in here you can go through, so you can just have fun with the themes and just search all the themes you want. And yes, you can have a very unique device. I'll catch you guys in the next one. That's it for today. Well, next time we'll be talking about sound, how to make sound more interesting, and some of the interesting features about this phone when it comes to sound. I want you guys to keep asking me questions about things to do, and I will get back to you with that. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.